3 weeks since I quit my job. Welcome to video number two. If y'all are new here, pretty much going to be posting like once a week. Keeping this very like raw, like no real big edits. Yeah, like share any thoughts that come up, any big themes that come up recently, and if there's something that I feel like could be valuable to share, just like sharing this online, and hopefully, some people learn something or get some inspiration. For today, I think one of the biggest things that has been popping up a lot throughout sort of my life and what's been in my head a lot is the theme of making positive decisions and how no matter how big or how small, every decision matters. I've noticed how important this is going to be, and this has been already, being like in a place where I have no job, no boss, no real set like structure, and how no one's really keeping me accountable. Um, so yeah, this is kind of the main thing that I thought we could talk about today. And I just want to kind of dive into this. I have a little story. So let me mute my fucking. So for those that like know me, like I like poker a lot. And last year, I went to Montreal on a poker trip with two of my friends. Shout out Tommy and Mare. But me and Tommy were in the car. I think Mare might have been sleeping in the back. But we had this talk about this book called The Slight Edge. And this book is all about, or one of the main themes about this book is how you make a ton of decisions every single day. And every little decision you make either helps you or like hurts you. And you're never actually like in a flat line. You're always like either going up or like going down. And every single decision matters, no matter how big or small. So what we were talking about in the context of this poker trip was like just paint the picture a bit. It was the last day, right? So last day of our trip, we woke up pretty early, maybe like 8:30, like 9 a.m., something like that, because the drive from Montreal to Toronto is around maybe like, I don't know, 6 to 8 hours potentially. So with all the bathroom breaks or stopping for food, all of that stuff. So we had work the next day too. So we wanted to get back at a decent time. And us and like the people we were with were kind of thinking like, hey, like should we go to the casino and still play, on this last day, like in the morning, right? I think a few of the other people on the trip did go to play, but we decided not to. So we skipped out on that last day. We just started the drive home. We're a bit hungry in the morning, so we found this like really nice hole in the wall spot for breakfast. So we went there, and then we started our drive back home. Right, got close to Toronto around maybe like, I don't know, like 6 p.m. or something. We stopped by for a really nice dinner. We had like a nice dinner together, as a group, or just us three, I mean. And then, yeah, we got home at a respectable time. I probably got home around like, I don't know, like 8 p.m., 9 p.m., something like that. Was able to get, a decent kind of rest for work the next day. But what we were saying was like how that tiny decision in the morning to like skip the casino, I think led to a lot of like other positives, um, that happened during the day, like finding that hole in the wall spot uh, for breakfast, and then actually getting back to Toronto at a reasonable time, not being like too tired, and then found a nice place for dinner, had good conversation, and had just like a nice time as us three as a group. Because what we were talking about was like, hey, like imagine we went to the casino, right? Imagine instead of leaving Montreal around like, I don't know, 9 a.m., 10 a.m. or whatever. Let's think about the scenario where we're like, what, fuck it, it's our last day. Like let's go play poker on our last day too. So, yeah. So let's say we go to the casino, right? When you play poker, you don't really play for just an hour or two. You're probably there for like 4 or 5 hours at least, right? So we go play at the casino, and then you're at the casino, right? It's not that many great like food options. It's probably unhealthy. So you're more likely to pick an unhealthier like food choice. So that's like a negative decision, right? Or something that like kind of hurts you, right? Of course, when you're playing poker, we're trying to win money, but potentially there's of course times where you lose money too. So imagine we lost money. That's another bad thing, right? And then you get kind of in a bad mood, right? Lowers the energy a bit. That's another bad thing. And then let's say after playing for like 4 or 5 hours, we leave to Toronto at around like 12 p.m., 1 p.m., right? Leaving Montreal to Toronto. What would happen there, right? Now we're gonna get back to Toronto at a later time, right? With all the bathroom breaks, lunch breaks, whatever during the drive. Now you kind of get to Toronto late, right? But we're hungry. It's dinner, but it's later. Maybe like some of the better like proper restaurants aren't open, so we end up trying to eat something quick. Maybe go get like fast food or something, right? Another negative, right? Another bad decision that happens. And then after that, right, you get home late, right? You get home instead of getting home at like 8 p.m., 9 p.m., you get home around like 11 p.m., midnight, whatever. You catch up on some work. Then you have a bad sleep because you like sleep later than you know normally would. That's another bad thing that happens to you. And then what happens there is like you have a bad sleep, and that means like the next morning you wake up a bit groggy, low energy. Again, kind of like another bad thing on that, like, you know, that slight edge thing, right? All of these, but like I think the biggest thing to think about here is like from that one decision of like not going to the casino in the morning, it seems like a very small decision, but it has this like giant snowball effect that really that carries throughout the entire rest of your day, right? Another small example that happened just a few days ago is like I hosted a poker night on Friday with some of my friends at my crib. And you know, we started the game a bit late, like 9 p.m., and then we ended maybe like 1 a.m. or something. But and usually I'm trying to get in bed by like 1 a.m. But you know, it was a poker night, whatever. And essentially, what happened was like at 1 a.m., after everyone leaves and stuff, I'm like cleaning up, whatever. I get a bit hungry, and like I ordered pizza. So like I had pizza, and then I didn't have to, but like that was one decision, right? I was a bit hungry. I could have definitely like not ate. I wasn't like that hungry. I could have made the decision to, I don't know, instead of having that pizza that I ordered for like the guys, I could have had like, I don't know, a bowl of like Greek yogurt and like fruit or some shit, or just had like a protein shake or whatever, right? But essentially, this one decision of me, I'm like, you know what? It's like 1 a.m., right? Whatever. I'm a bit hungry. I'll just like heat up this pizza and eat it. That led me to like eating this pizza and then opening my computer, like watching YouTube, just like enjoying my food, whatever. And then all of a sudden it's like 2 a.m., like 2:30 a.m. I'm like, holy fuck, I should probably go to bed. Because yeah, like I just ate, you know, a lot of pizza. You're not supposed to eat super close before you sleep, right? I had a bit of trouble like falling asleep, probably not good for my body, right? Another negative thing. And then that means I had a bad sleep, and because I got to bed so late, I woke up the next morning super late. Like I normally try to get up around like 10. I think I got up around like 11:30 or something, and then I missed my workout that next day because I work out in that period of time, right? So it's like that one small decision of just like heating up a piece of pizza to eat, right? That one small decision, like it seems very small at the time, but it carries this huge waterfall slash like snowball effect um, throughout like multiple days in a row, right? So I think I've slowly been like really trying to think about every time I'm like making a decision, not like taking more consideration into everything that can happen, right? Especially now that, you know, I don't really have anyone keeping me accountable for anything. I'm really like my own boss, I have my own schedule. Like it's really important for me mentally to remind myself you need to make the most out of your time. You can't be consistently like making these bad decisions because they'll compound and they can quickly like get out of hand, right? Something that I also like really noticed now that, you know, I don't really have a job right now is I thought I'd have a lot more time, and I do have a lot more time, but time still like flies by like crazy. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like when I was I was in like grade 1 or grade 2 or like a little kid, I feel like time was really slow. Like, yo, you'd wake up at like 8 a.m. for school, you get to school, you do a full ass day of school, and you're super tired. It's just like 4 p.m. And then you do like extracurriculars, and then like you go home, you eat dinner, and you have to do homework and all that. It's like the day goes by so slowly as a little kid. But these days, I feel like the days go by so fast, like ridiculously fast. And I thought, a lot of it was because you kind of just go through work and then you finish work like 6 p.m. whatever, and you're pretty much the whole day is gone. But even without like a job, I noticed if you're kind of just like not focused, or you kind of dilly dally around, like, yo, these days fly by so fast, and it's just so important. I think like time, like I think we don't value time as much as we should. When I watch a lot of like podcast clips and just like really successful people talk, and on YouTube or whatever, read books, a lot of these super successful, like rich billionaires, millionaires, entrepreneurs, whatever, they all say like, yo, I would give up my entire net worth to be like 25 again. Right? Time is the one thing that we genuinely like can't get back. Right? We can get anything back, like every resource, whatever, but time. Right? So I think like I think I have a bit more time because I don't have that job. I have a bit more time to reflect and think, and it's slowly coming to my brain like how important making the most out of every single day is, and not making these poor decisions that could really negatively impact your time, not in the present, not just in the present moment, but also for the next day and like multiple days to come. So yeah, the that has been really top of mind for me, how we can't play around with our time. Like, we don't have as much time as we really think we do, and how we really have to make the most out of it. And to do that, hopefully make the right decisions that will help you improve and get better every single day, instead of just like wasting your days, and wasting your time. I hope some of that made sense, but yeah, that's something I've been like really, really thinking about. It was also one reason why I did quit my job, was because I felt like I was wasting a lot of time with something that I didn't really care about with my like old job. Right? It took up so much time in my day that I didn't really have a lot of time to prioritize some of the other stuff that I genuinely wanted to prioritize. And all that time cannot be like given back, right? I still think that like it's so eye opening to sort of like hear all these super successful like older people just they all say like they would give up billions of dollars to turn back time and be young again, right? Like, for me too, when I think about, again, I'm 27. When I think about like my uni days at Queens, I'm like, wow, like the at the time when I was in uni, it was like whatever, right? But now it's like, wow, like what would I do to like go back in time? Like what would I like? I would love to go back. Like, when I think about those days, like compared to like kind of now, I was like, damn, like I wish I could go back and like really savor that time, and be more present in the moment there. And also like when I don't know, when I think about like high school or like middle school, even like elementary school, when I like think about those days right now, I'm just like, wow, I would give up a lot of shit to go back to those days and just like enjoy that time, enjoy that present moment. Um, I'm someone who's always trying to, be productive and do shit, but I do think trying to slow down a bit, be a bit more present, like be grateful for like the present day that you're in, super, super important. But I think it's just a good reminder that I think it's just a good reminder that time is so precious, and like really make the most out of every single day, right? Like try to use your time very wisely. Try to really like treasure it and protect it, because it's something you're never gonna get back. And I think it's a good reminder. Like, hey, the current day is probably gonna you're probably in like 10 years or 5 years, whatever. You're gonna look back to like this period of your life and be like, wow, like I wish I could go back to this time. Always, it's always gonna be like that. So that's just something that, yeah, I've been trying to do, just to appreciate the current day, and be more grateful. But I know there wasn't too much structure to this video. I felt like I was jumping around like a lot, but yeah, I try not to script this as much as possible to keep it very real. But I hope, at least one of you might have learned something, or took something away from that. But if not, give me some feedback. I'll try to improve. But I'll see y'all next week.